Like, this is like, how did we get here? How are we still going kind of moment? This feels insane, but Game 7 it is. Christmas Crew Battles Day number 2. Skyward Series AGL bringing it to you. Grand Final spot on the line. Prize money on the line. The Game 7 for Fisher and I. It seems like we're cursed with them in the best of ways. Who will get the advantage on Champions Field? 100x Fate or Bubble Guppies?
See what happens here, and once again for Fate, it's not going to be Crypto in this lineup. It'll be MKO instead. Especially entering game number 5, but with the clip they've been paying at, can't any longer, but a big demo, a big goal. Metallicara, 18 seconds in, going to take the lead, and what a play from the Octane. Absolutely massive. One of these teams going to have to make something happen. Metallicara hit away, the recovery on the way down. MKO! Get it on net, too wide.
30 seconds left to go. We've seen it all happen. 2 in the net for Bubble Guppies to keep it out. 20 left to go. MKO's got a rush. It's got a net. It's going to go in. It goes to Dillerton. Bubble Guppies might have stamped their ticket to the Grand Finals. Can 100x Fate recover? They've got 21 seconds for us to find out.
But the nice response from Ignite sends it back to a defense. Logan's there for it, but that keeps Mach 10 from trying to make plays, trying to shoot the shooter's shot. Can they do it this time is the big question.
All in air, aiming for the corner of the goalpost, unable to get quite a play, but verified right where he needed to be. Finds the perfect setup for the perfect goal.
That was awesome from Verified to make the read off of Logan there. And for Adam to get the bumps across too, to not allow Ignite to be as comfortable on the defense in the net there.
So the first crazy offense we've seen, it was no good to go in. Here comes a shot from JC Fogg, not going to go in. Gets blocked away, but Bowa takes a demo forward. That sets up Jay and Juicy Bird, but neither one can find a way to get it home. Bowa follows up. That sets it up. Can Jay find it? No. Now Atomic sends it back across the pitch and looks for it. Can he find it? Not yet. But still, aggression plays off the Bowa. Cannot block that one. And Smokey gets it in.
You want to feel at your opponent, see how they respond when you're just this aggressive. And what better way to do it than right off the top, going for some air bumps, but not going to be quite successful. Gogger having to retreat right back, get some big boost for your name, but going to be trying to put on the aggression themselves. Now Ignite moving it down the field.
Like we're seeing demos galore, baby. Pop, 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 pop. I love it so much. Now a shot comes out. A shot goes in from Unknown EU. I love it. Let's come out. Let's get chaotic. Let's just lose our minds. That's exactly what we're seeing off the rip from Unknown EU.
Corpses on the floor, bodies everywhere, goals already in. Nicely done there by Unknown to put it in less than 30 seconds. You think we're Unknown?
So far, the fireworks have to wait, but Ignite's not done making plays happen at the net.
Thanks to scrounging right now for tiny boosts. You need a bit more if you're going to be playing that solid defense, buddy. You can see him now starving. Both members there of Unknown, only one. Acuna having anything left in the tank.
Soda!
Could be trouble. Double shots from Soda. Make it 3-2. They break through the tie.
What a good read there from Soda. You can see it in the replay. Reading it so well.
Something miraculous here off the kickoff.
Man's gonna lead the way. Call Red will be behind, but we'll see for how long until we get another shot. Here it comes. Here comes Red. Not gonna find it yet.
Unknown Academy gonna have another chance at offense here. No, hit away by Waffles. Can it be a goal? No, Command Battle. So Command Battle misses.
What a two! Waffles! Timing is everything. The positioning is everything. We've said that a million times, right? 25 seconds to go, and we're certainly not going to count them out until the last possible second. Command Battle might be the last hope. Now 20 seconds to go, and Affinity Prospects are still hanging on. They got 15 seconds on the clock, and all they got to do is not let Unknown Academy score. Every second that goes is one closer to Affinity Prospects wearing the heavy crown. Unknown Academy down to 5, and that will be the difference. The Affinity Prospects will hold the crown. All splash, no wake. Affinity Prospects take the Riptide Cup.
I'm starting to get stressed. This matchup has me stressed like none we've seen. Both these teams want to be here tomorrow night. They want to make it to those grand finals, and they both had interesting paths here, but it's hard not to respect the Cinderella story still staying alive, still keeping it tied up with 50 seconds to go. But now Affinity Prospects, they want to break that glass slipper in two. They send one back, and Waffles makes it 3-2. Benoit will get one, but the insurance goal from Affinity Prospects was just a bit too much to overcome. It's unfortunate for Nintendo Switching that their Cinderella story has ended, but for Affinity Prospects, they have clinched their spot in the grand finals tomorrow night. 25 seconds to go, and we're certainly not going to count them out until the last possible second. Command Battle might be the last hope. Now 20 seconds to go, and Affinity Prospects are still hanging on. They got 15 seconds on the clock, and all they got to do is not let Unknown Academy score. Every second that goes is one closer to Affinity Prospects wearing the heavy crown. Unknown Academy down to 5, and that will be the difference. The Affinity Prospects will hold the crown. All splash, no wake. Affinity Prospects take the Riptide Cup.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Gamers, welcome in playoff time. Hope you liked the intro. My name's AnthonyMalum, joined by my good old pal Kingfisher for some good old playoff Rocket League RLSS action.
I'm still laughing about the intro. I'm still trying to get off that. Love the Kevin James there at the end. And of course, time to start those engines. Playoffs are back. I feel like I haven't casted Rocket League in forever with you. Excited to be back here.
I know last night D-Lo, today Kingfisher. It's the perfect combination, I do have to say. But yeah, tonight we've already got our first hater in for one of the teams. We got N2N Nomads versus Omega Titans, and game is already close to ready here in this round of 16. First round for the playoffs. I'm going to already tell the guys, good to go when everyone is, and we'll already be in gameplay Fisher.
Really excited to get into there. I mean, all throughout that hype-up video, too, just flash back into the last season, of course, really ready to get in this season. Of course, playoffs already, so you got to think both these teams going to be warmed up by now. We're not going to see those kind of textbook mistakes you can see beginning of season, middle of season. It should be absolute A-game from both these teams.
It should. It is time for kickoff between N2N Nomads and Omega Titans, blue and orange sides, respectively. Here we go. Yesterday, Fisher, Olivet Gaming, they were the favorites. They were able to topple 3 Musketeers, who were the underdog. Today, it's a much more even matchup between these two teams. So really, anybody can take their step above and grab their spot, grab their place, and grab their momentum.
They can. Looks like Omega Titans going to be the first ones attacking here. And, you know, already wondering, since we haven't cast in so long, are we going to see that first-minute goal? Happens almost every time. But no, saved for now. Saved for just a few moments.
We talked about it last night. In the first game, we didn't, and I believe one game even went all the way to overtime without a score, but the rest of them had just that, had those 1-minute Malum moment scores. We'll see if it happens again. Only 15 seconds left for that to be the case. And so far, neither team has established pure dominance on their side of the pitch. Both teams still working to find that edge. But N2N Nomads have been on defense at least slightly more. They've had a hard time getting it away from that blue side. Limited, trying to come in for the top, but cannot find it. How you doing? Was almost able to clean it up, but couldn't find it that time.
Nomads now trying to take it down to the pitch. Still trying to make something happen. Like you said, one of the first times we really see them pushing the pace here. See them on attack, and just like that, the moment's over. Omega Titans just kind of back to their main role. Now Nomads getting their first. Misses the ball, though. Could be a really big offensive chance, but Hazy Days to keep it away.
Hazy Days, somebody who always, I feel like, has big plays whenever you and I have cast them, so I have to keep our eyes on them. Gray, of course, somebody we always have to watch. Clixel couldn't get there in time. Limited PC going to find the first goal, and it's for Omega Titans.
Hard to say. It's not kind of the result we expected. You diagnosed it really early on. Omega Titans kind of been the team driving the pace so far this match. And luckily for the Nomads, that first goal, it did come later on. You still have plenty of time left to get back into this one. They win the kickoff, not the fight after though. Project Muffin wants to make this an insurance goal for the Titans. And we need to see Nomads, maybe not up the tempo, but they definitely got to start getting some better looks on offense. That one sails high of the net.
Project Muffin is a banger name.
It is. I wonder what muffin they're cooking up there.
I had to call it out, and another one coming through for Limited PC. Sprinting to a hat trick, 2-0 early lead here for the side of Omega Titans. It feels like N2N Nomads have yet to fully get comfortable on that blue side. Feels like they have had rotations through their net. They've always got a defender there, but their defenders just aren't getting the best looks.
Really haven't been so far. And the Nomads, that goal led up in very quick succession, only about 20 seconds after the first. Want to see them avoid kind of lane sliding towards anything. Definitely don't want momentum to start heading the wrong way. Ball now kept in the side of the Titans. Gray trying to get there in the air, but going to get deflected by the one and only Project Muffin.
Hey You Doing makes me think of Outcast every time I'm reading the Hey Ya name. So I'm sure I'll not be able to control myself from a reference there. Hey You Doing has been trying to set up from that corner to get Omega Titans an entry from that spot, but it hasn't been there. It's been those direct on shots, the biggest problem for N2N Nomads, but for those Nomads, they haven't had any real shots. Gray will try to be the defender who can get some kind of clear, some kind of opening to help things out. That demo nearly crashed the sound barrier. It's such an odd noise, but it does work out for N2N Nomads to continue to slow it down. They finally have a chance at offense, but no clear goal. Clixel will bring it to the corner with Gray going center to follow up, but there's just nothing there, nothing doing.
Now Limited doing a good job staying home, staying as that goalie role. Means the Nomads not going to be able to get close. Limited now going to rotate out, and Omega Titans yet again going to be on the attack. I also hate that you pointed out Hay's name, because now I'm also going to picture the band. Every time I talk about him, might be picturing the first goal for the Nomads. Oh, Gray finally gets one to land home. Second shot of the day will be successful from them.
You and I got to cast a lot of Gray last season in RLSS and was a very standout player. You and I remember last season having out-of-booth discussions about the fact that if Gray, I believe he was on Unknown Academy, I could be off in the team, if Gray had made it to finals, it could have been somebody who we looked at as being fully dominant, as getting that MVP. Maybe he did, you know? Memory's starting to break my brain. It's been so long ago now, but regardless, Gray now on N2N Nomads and trying to hold it together and be that difference maker. Already has the one goal, could look for another, but he's had to play so much in the net for N2N Nomads.
Has been a little bit not the role we were expecting, as Hazy Day is going to clear it. Another name we're familiar with was questioning at the first if I was just going crazy. But like you said, I do think we've seen these players before. Omega Titans now going to be the team still attacking. 1 minute left to go. Nomads, they've been doing a pretty good job controlling where the ball has been these past few minutes. I don't think we've been focusing on it too much. We're now really entering that crunch time, and just like that, how you doing? Able to clear that one out. Gray now with a nice shot of the net, but demoed. Great move from Haya to save a goal there.
I mean, that was a hip drop tackle right there. They're illegal now in the NFL, but they're still legal in Rocket League. Made it impossible for Gray to get the breakaway, to get the tying goal. Now only 30 seconds to find that tie goal. If you are N2N Nomads, it's not going to be an easy task with Heya making a play for the net, but Gray has control. Can't get past Project Muffin, however. Those rotations, they're having to be so defensive that there's nobody who can get open to catch a pass out for N2N Nomads. They're just stuck on the blue side. Now down to just 10 seconds. Gray has full boost, though. It's time for a play off the sidewall. A tap up. Clixel's going to follow it. Will it be there? No, it's not. Still in the air, though. Project Muffin will get the control and try to just down it. Gray able to keep it up, but only for so long before it goes down. Mega Titans take game one.
You gotta wonder if maybe a little miscommunication came through there. It looked like Gray was setting up Clixel perfectly for the look at the goal there. I don't know if that just didn't come through, if Clixel didn't like the angle. Regardless, though, Omega Titans able to take back the first game, and for my money, game-saving demo there. Gray had a wide-open look at the net, but it was how you doing that just came out of nowhere. Floored him, really saved that day for the Titans.
How you doing was kind of the quiet member who was doing a lot. You know, every time we kind of looked around and would go back, it felt like it was how you doing, just being nasty with it. No fun calls yet, but with the presence that was had. I do expect how you doing to do just that. Oh, but Hazy Days pulls through with the denial at the last second, stopping me from making my joke finally. So mad about that. Limited will try to make the first goal off for Omega Titans. They're coming out swinging on this N2N Nomads net.
All right, it's a little bit of a continuation to what we saw last game. Limited, who had both of the goals for the Omega Titan, really expect them to be the one stepping up. And it's been a little bit quiet from the man with the great name, Project Muffin. Would really like to see them kind of step up. We've seen how you doing on the defense. Limited on attack. Project Muffin is going to have to be that swing in between the two worlds. Attacking great now. Hazy Days, though, able to knock it away. Good look for the Octane.
I'd like to see Gray try to get more breakaways, try to be the one to make stuff happen for N2N Nomads, because every time it was the case, it was working out so well. Had boost there, but didn't have the perfect setup. So no opportunities. Hazy Days will try to make one, but Project Muffin is lying in wait. Tends to be the case, but now Gray off the ceiling drops down, has it set up decent, but the lineup was not there for N2N Nomads. Clixel just couldn't find a home. Limited as an open net with the shot, but Gray is able to race through and block it out. Maybe this is your chance with the dribble, but can't find a home. I'm saying N2N can't find it non-stop, Fisher.
It's kind of been the theme so far this game. Omega Titans, though, do have it in their end, looking a little bit lost on that defense for now, struggling to get it out. How you doing? Finally. And do that. In this game, we've seen the Nomads attacking the net a lot more. Something they had last game, something they have now. Great looks. Clixel, not going to miss a cue this time. Puts that one home. Nomads on the board first.
What a read from Clixel to find it. Gray was set up really well at that midfield, at the side wall, where we keep pointing out Gray's been trying to lurk, but that time able to get the good pass and get the better shot. It's big for the confidence as well for N2N Nomads.
Has to be. Getting out to that early lead always means so much in this set, and something we always talk about in these longer sets. Of course, a best of 7 here today. Mental's going to play a huge part in it. Hazy Days trying to attack on net. Set up good, but Project Muffin will be able to knock it away. Clixel controlling on the side and still kept in their side. The Nomads have really impressed me with this game with how they're controlling where the ball is.
Same feels like a cop-out, but same is my answer.
It's fair.
It's one of those games. I said this yesterday about Olivet versus Three Musketeers. It's one of those games where sometimes you just got to call it like you see it. That was an open net, and Hazy Days certainly saw it. He's able to make it work. That's a 2-0 lead now for N2N Nomads.
Demo won't hit this time. Nomads now off, like you said, to a strong 2-0 start. Unfortunately, though, still a lot of this game left to play. Going on 2.5 minutes here as I struggle to find the word for 3 quarters. But they're going to have a lot of defense to play. Omega Titans showed us in that first game they are capable of attacking that net and doing it really well. Big bump might just spell that. Gray able to stop it for now. Now back in their side of the pitch show. Limited gonna miss it, and it gets in. Hazy Days with their second of the game. Nomads looking like a different team here in game number 2.
Completely. And you know, it fits because it looks like what the Nomads were trying to do in game 1, but they just could never find a breakaway, never find an opening to make it work. How many times did we see them going for these shots and really putting in the legwork to set it up, where they just could not find the follow-through? But speaking of follow-through, Project Muffin there was looking at something major and was able to get a decent shot at the net, but just had no backup. And when the backup arrived, it was demoed, but has the speed on that one. Project Muffin puts Omega Titans on the board.
Great play from the pastry. Finally seeing that impact we were talking about. Hazy Days not quite able to turn around in time, not able to backflip, get any boost either. A little bit of a rough positioning there for the Fennec. Still 2 minutes to go, 2 goals to make up here for the Titans. And Gray has been absolutely everywhere for the Nomads. It feels like we're not saying their name as much because everybody else has been scoring the goals, but the defense there before Project scored really, really nice. Now Hazy with a good opportunity, not going to pass, knocked away by the Muffin.
Hazy Days is the one rushing back. Gray's going to take the challenge at midfield and actually get the better of it until he gets bumped around, but Hazy Days able to work off of it, takes the shot. Gray got a demo as well. You think it would help out, but instead Clixel is the one to find the opening, rushes through, pops one. Gray off the corner. But Clixel was not in a position to make the follow-up play off of all that work from next to new. They got to make something else happen instead, but at this point they do have a 2-goal lead. So a lot of this play is about wasting time, but instead Gray He doesn't want to waste time. He wants to get insurance. Does just that. 4-1 now, next to New.
And it's certainly not over yet. 3-goal lead is a lot. A minute 20, though. They still have to work with it. Still possible for the Titans. But you got to think Nomads, after that goal, able to rest just a little bit easier. And right when you were talking about them, Gray shows up on cue. Almost like stream sniping or something. Heard what we were saying, decided I got to get in the goal scoring. Easy Days now misses the ball to keep it away. If Project Muffin can score, it'd be huge, but it'll be how you doing. Just like that, back down to 2 goals, only 13 seconds wasted. Exactly what the Titans needed.
All right. How you doing? That was a good one. I liked the way that N2N was trying to play that. I do like that when they scatter back, they do find a way to come from angles to try to get their bumps across, which is how they've disrupted a lot of defense, a lot of offense. This time, though, it did not work out, and I liked what Omega Titans did better, the bum rush of the net. They need more, though, because N2N are just running away with game number 2. It is now 5-2 off of that pass from Clixel to the shot from Gray.
Titans have done a good job getting these goals back, but they're giving them up right away, too. The last goal was in 13. That one going to be in 10 seconds. Nomads keeping up this pace going to make it very difficult for the Titans to come back into this one. And for the Titans, looking forward, I mean, if you lose this game, it effectively transforms into a best-of-5. Right as I say that, a goal will not be ringing through. Almost was. 2 very, very good looks there from the Omega Titans. N2N Nomads now just playing a little bit of keep away. Still in their zone, though, but the Titans not quite able to hit that ball home yet.
Those were shots the Titans just had to make. They had 2 back-to-back great looks, and just neither one was able to make its way into the net. And both of them could have been huge. Still down by 3 goals here in game number 2. May have to start looking towards that game number 3. We're N2N Nomads looking for their stats. And we got a Rule 1, but it was on the corner, so it could get broken up just by gravity. Nope, it's not. They're locked in. So 8 seconds of a 2-on-2, and Hazy Days looking for the shot. Not going to find it. Project Muffin instead will be the one to grab it. Rule 1 respected. 1 second done. N2N Nomads take game 2.
To be fair, though, could you imagine if somebody broke a Rule 1 with like 8 seconds left on the clock? No way you're risking that one for the entire series worth of bad luck. And like we were saying earlier, now Ken draws back to that best-of-5 series, all evened up here. And for the Nomads, that was a really strong-looking game, too. I mean, the Titans had a clean win in game number 1. I don't think they ever looked as dominant as the Nomads did there, though.
It did feel like a new Nomads. You know, and it's funny. How many times do we feel like we cast Rocket League and game 1 goes a certain type of way, and in game 2 we're saying, man, the team that won really came out looking different, and it's just what Next to New was able to pull off that time. For me now, I wonder, though, consistency. Can you repeat that process? Because going into game number 3, you've got to do the same exact thing. You can't come out, have a performance like that, and then leave the exclamation point on the notepad.
More importantly, you don't have to do it just one more time. You have to do it at least 3 more times here if you're the Nomads, if you want to take this round 1 victory. And I believe this is single elimination, right? Not double elimination? Oh, okay, just wanted to be sure. So yeah, no second chances, have to be able to replicate that success. And early on, control the ball. Gray with a nice demo as well. But the players rotating, not able to find anything that works. Clixel keeps it in. Gray up in the air. Can they land the shot? Not the angle. The Fennec can't quite hit it. Omega Titans come out of that one unscathed.
Omega Titans do play some very deep defense, though, which does leave them susceptible to further offense from N2N that they're trying to take advantage of. We see it there from the 50 from Clixel. In the air, Hazy Days almost was able to capitalize. Instead, it will fall to Gray in this corner with Project Muffin. Gray will set up center. Clixel towards the net. Gray had to grab boost. Hazy Days is now the one for it. Hazy cannot get the good angle. But Omega Titans finally just now breaking out of their side, and it doesn't even last long. It's already back to N2N, taking more shots. Omega Titans have got to get this ball across the pitch, and they just cannot do so far. Clixel, lobbed up, followed up on, but he's off the mark. Can't find a home. Man, that was close.
Titans now might finally be able to keep this one out. Demo onto Gray, gonna make sure they can. Clixel, lone defender, able to get that one out of their zone. Really showed up huge in that game too. Trying to replicate it here for game number 3. Gray onto the net. Titans back. Hazy Days doesn't quite have the velocity there. So stays evened up at 0 apiece. We've already seen a goal in the last 2 games. Around this time, might be coming soon. The Nomads hit it towards the net. Great attach though. Clixel can't quite get it in. The Titans with some airtight goal defense.
That was wild. That ball did not go in. It felt like a sure thing. But no, not the case. Not a sure thing. That keeps it 0-0. Gray will try to do something fancy with it, but it's just not there. That'll buy us a moment of breathing room for the side of both, realistically speaking, because there's been non-stop action, non-stop shooting from N2N. Defense has had no wiggle room whatsoever for Titans. They finally get the ball across the pitch, looking for their own goal, but hazy days. Clixel, one of the two. They're always there, always clearing, never allowing a chance for Omega Titans to make a play happen. Gray wins that 50, gets it to How You Doing, who was able to get the save. Still tied up.
Project Muffin with some nice speed off the wall there. None of the Titans quite close enough to follow up yet. How you doing? Just getting over there. Now not another player down. The Nomads, though, not going to be able to clear the ball out in time. Hazy Days finally will be able to get to it, start their attack down the pitch. And it's been a quiet game. Besides neither of these teams getting an advantage, we've really only seen 1 or 2 good looks at either goal.
That was a lot of back and forth demos there. Both teams getting impatient with exactly what you're saying. No goals, a lot of action, but nobody able to break that stalemate. Demos are a good way to do it. Smoke screens, crazy plays, bumps, you know? Go simple. And we're seeing a lot of that, but still nobody's been able to break the stalemate, as I mentioned. And I'm looking at Gray, and I'm looking at Project Muffin to be the ones. How you doing? Not able to secure that block, but Gray could not follow the shot up. As soon as it bounced off, he couldn't get the upward pinch to make it happen. Hazy Days, though, has a shot on Project Muffin. As the reaction time, we're still scoreless.
An unfortunate break there from the Nomads. Just barely missed a redirect. Project Muffin now going to take this one out of the net. No chance for the Nomads to follow up on it. Gray, though, should have control of this ball, and indeed he does. Off the wall. Can he make a play? It's on the net, and it's off the net. Great deflection from the Titans. Still stuck with it in their zone. Finally going to be able to clear it out. Limited should. Over 2. To be a huge break. Lone member Clixel keeps it
he
up.
did it again!
Out of the net.
Oh my god! Clixel! 3 times, Fisher! 3 times, Clixel able to get that block. Gray tried to capitalize for a goal, but it's not there. Clixel has put himself in a spot to be the hero now for N2N, but we're still 0-0. This time Hazy Days pulls through with the clear. Clixel has a demo. Can you make the play off of it? The net's wide open, but the shot's off the mark. Still nothing.
30 seconds left to play. Both these teams don't want to take it into overtime.
Hazy!
That's gonna be the Nomads on the attack. Gray isn't there, and Project Muffin hits it away. 20 seconds, and Nomads have been on attack all game. Is it finally going to break through the Titans' defense?
That could have been the offense for Titans, but 2 demos for N2N were able to get them space. A shot, Clixel with the block, Gray for the follow, but he had no boost. That could have been the game if there was boost. Hazy Days, it hits the crossbar, flies through, nobody will get to it. Overtime in game 3.
So close to both teams punching their way into game number 4 with the lead, and gonna have to wait longer to do it. Hazy Days able to knock this one away. Might see a lopsided push. Muffin, though, with a great hit, sends it right back to the Nomad zones. Could have been a scary breakaway. Now the Titans control it. Limited looking for it, but Gray is there to save the day yet again. Clixel gonna miss this one. Hazy Days does not.
Goodness gracious, it's non-stop in this game 3. Somebody's got to break through eventually. Gray will go for a challenge. Limited is able to get up and get control, but 2 demos find the way of Omega Titans. Maybe there's a play to be had off of it, but maybe no way. Says, how you doing? It's not there. Gray follows through, has the angle. It drops. No blocks. That's game 3 to N2N.
And I gotta wonder what happened there. With the Titans, it didn't look like, oh no, they got knocked away. A player from the Nomads hit the goalie aside. Not close enough to make out the usernames, but what a play there. And the other player for the Titans just was not ready for it. Gray able to finally bring that one home. And if you're the Titans, it's hard to even feel bad about a loss like that. It's almost soul-crushing to lose in overtime, but holding that team for almost 6 minutes without a goal was extremely, extremely impressive.
That was crazy. I think I got no other words for it. The fact that we saw the level of offense from both of those teams that we did, but it was scoreless for so long, is asinine to me. And, you know, Solo said it best in chat. Clixel, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. That was the case. The 3 consecutive blocks from Clixel was just gross, and that was probably the reason N2N won that game.
Yeah, even with how good they were playing, I don't think they would have scored another goal in those final 40-ish seconds or so. Clixel with an incredible series there, able to save that one. Gray might have been the hero in the end. Would not have got there without Clixel, though. And just like that, game number 4 underway. N2N Nomads now hold a 2-1 lead after that game opener by the Omega Titans, trying to answer back. They look good in that game 3. They're going to have to look much better here in game 4 if they want to keep themselves off a match point.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was a back-and-forth ping-pong style of game, if we were to see Omega Titans take this one, but they also had to break through a lot. They have got to figure out how to score with Clixel and Hazy getting the blocks they do, and with Gray getting the clears that he does. Whatever N2N have adjusted to has just been a little bit too much for Omega Titans to keep up with up till this point. Hazy Days lobs it in front. Is there a block? Yes, there is, but it was a bit sketchy. Thankfully for Omega Titans, Limited gets back control from the sidewall, and Muffin will look for that play off of mid if there's a center. But a center couldn't be had because Hazy Days is there, just like we're talking about.
How you doing? Able to knock that one away for the time being. Now back onto the Nomad sides, and Omega Titans might have gotten a good look at it, but how you doing? Not able to place it off the wall, and a great attempt at the follow through there from Limited, I believe. Not quite able to find the angle, though. N2N Nomads, yet again, another quiet start to this game. They've been having good looks, yet to make an impact, though. And ball still idling in midfield. And Omega Titans now, through 3 games, too early to tell in this one, but they've had trouble getting that ball onto the side of the Nomads.
They really have. It just feels like there's no real option there. Gray a bit off the angle there. Hazy Days has plenty of room to work with. How you doing will be the main challenge at the midfield, but the 50 goes the way of N2N. Clixel will bring it across, look for the pass from Hazy Days to set up for the center for, I'm assuming, Gray, if Gray can break through, but a bit sloppy from N2N compared to what we've been seeing. Maybe Omega Titans can make this an opportunity.
No boost there for Project Muffin. Might have been able to follow that shot up, but just now, opportunity wasted. N2N Nomads once again going to be the team on attack. Wow. Great shot from Clixel, hit away by Muffin. Doing a nice job here in their own end. Slapped on goal yet again. It's going to go wide this time, though, and a demo rings through. Back up there is Limited. Ball's over Gray head. Empty net, not for any longer. Hit away by the Nomads. More great defense. Shot now on net. Project Muffin is back, but it's going to be hit first by another member. Now down into the Nomad side. Omega Titans, you said the set was ping-ponging. This entire game is ping-ponging.
Yes. Yes, and more yes. Gray, yes! That's the goal for N2N Nomads. Didn't even give us time to think or discuss because the offense has been relentless, and Gray found the opening. Gray took it. Gray gets it. N2N Nomads, Fisher, that's their room to breathe. It's crazy to say that a 1-goal lead could be breathing room. But with the way the shooting has been and the way the scoring has been, it actually kind of feels like that's the case here.
Does, and huge play there from Clixel on that last goal, hitting How You Doing into the ball, setting it up for Gray. An incredible play. Doesn't get credit for the assist, but don't worry, we all saw it there. And Nomads having some insanely, I don't know whether to call them skilled or lucky bumps in the past 2 games to find these goals, but regardless, they are working out for him. Like I said, 1-0 lead, under 2 minutes to go. Omega Titans need to answer, and that might be it! Into the own net, off the post and in! Project Muffin off of Clixel. We're back to a tie game.
Oh my god.
Oh, it just hurts.
N2N Nomads might need a mental moment, but there's not one to be had. It is now tied 1-1, 1:45 to go, and that goal that they worked so hard for is no longer any type of breathing room, and you got to recollect, you got to brush it off, and now recover if you want to keep up with Omega Titans, who now have momentum on their side.
We'll see what they can do with all that momentum. Despite scoring that goal, still really weren't able to get it into Nomad's end of the field. Unfortunately, that one going to go right over Limited. Might have missed a chance on offense there. While still at midfield, coming up now on a minute to go, and Omega Titans still have yet to get a great offensive look this game.
How you doing? Going to try to find one. If there's anyone there to center, it'll be a 50 with Gray, but it's not able to be won by Omega. Project Muffin looking for the pass to themselves. Won't be able to make it work. Instead, Clixel clears it out and actually has a decent angle to work with here. It does slow down, but I was looking for Gray, but this time Gray got too close. Going to fall to Hazy Days to rush back and get some kind of control on that ball, but Omega Titans don't make much with the opportunity. It's right back to N2N trying to make plays.
It seems like we always only see Muffin attacking there, the Omega Titans not quite able to deal or join him in that offensive zone. Yet again, Project Muffin the one taking it out. 2 people commit though from the Nomads. Big demo and a hit from Gray might save them for the time being. Gray with another save back in the zone. 20 seconds left, 20 seconds away from another OT. Unless the team can edit here. Clixel trying to do so. One demo will ring through. Is that enough? No, Omega Titans regain control of the ball.
Gray and Hazy Days were almost able to make something magic happen there at the midfield, but the read was off. Now Project Muffin looking for the opening will be their main attack. Limited staying at midfield, and they've got How You Doing on defensive duty, and they'll do just that. Will he answer the call? Yep, and indeed it touches the ground. That's another overtime here in game number 4. Off the rip, I'm looking for N2N to make another aggressive play, but instead they find themselves on defense. Project Muffin will get it set up, but How You Doing was too far back.
It's happened time and time again here for the Titans. Project Muffin with some beautiful setups and some beautiful times on defense. No one's there to match him. But Gray is goal for the Nomads. Second game in a row, they take it in OT.
Gray, more and more Gray for N2N Nomads, getting it over the head of How You Doing to lock down game number 4 here on Utopia Coliseum. That is a tough one, and that puts N2N on match point, which I am sure is a comfy spot to be, given the level of talent they're up against inside of Omega Titans.
It has to be, especially after those 2 overtime goals. Gray able to put it home in both of the games. Great job there from the Fennec, and of course person piloting it. Now looking forward, it's game number 5. It's already match point, and if you're the Omega Titans, not what you expected after game 1, maybe not even what you expected after game 3, but we've arrived there nonetheless.
Trample Gaming, thank you Gamer Dad Zach. I could not remember the name of the team Gray was on last season, and you said Trample Gaming and it clicks. Will be a sub coming out for Omega Titans. Looks like Fire Panda 511 will be joining in, and How You Doing is stepping out. So we talked about the need for somebody else to play up with Project Muffin. Maybe Fire Panda is the secret for that.
Maybe they are, and we'll get to see in just a few seconds. Regardless, and I know this is something we talked about a lot in the last season when we were going through playoffs, when you were making subs, whether you should do it or not, at what point in the set. This far down, wonder if this team is going to have the time to click. Obviously not sure if Fire Panda is one of the normal starters here for the Omega Titans, if they're just making a change in response to what the other team is doing. Regardless, though, you do not have a lot of time to really get settled in. You got 5 minutes to make sure you are locked in and taking this one to game 6.
It's funny you say a lot of time to get locked in. Omega Titans are actually taking their time out here, which does make plenty of sense. Got to get Fire Panda up to date, get the game plans cooking, and really try to figure out where you go from here. It's always the where you go from here conversation, and I understand that, but in this particular situation, back against the wall, you're making the risk of subbing out on that match point. It's an easy mistake to blow up in your face, but there's also the argument of every game from here is a single game. So what do you have to lose either?
Yeah, and on top of that, I mean, it's clearly just not working for the Omega Titans without taking away too much from their game, because through these last 2 games, game 3, game 4, they have been playing some pretty incredible defense. They've had a lot of saves ring through, but like we said during that entire game number 4, they do not have the offensive pressure. It is 1 person attacking against 3. No matter how good Project Muffin is, that is never going to work. So hopefully Fire Panda, of course, watching these last few games and, like us, trying to figure out what is going wrong with Omega Titans play and trying to step in and rectify that one, push us on to game 6.
And we are getting in soon. Looks like Omega Titans have finished up their timeout, and they are in-game, ready to go. We'll see if N2N can continue where they left off. They've got 1 game to go. Omega Titans have to make it work this time through, and we'll see if Fire Panda is the hero for the orange side today. It's gotta be Fisher. There's just no other choice. It has to be Fire Panda, or it's chalked for Omega.
Fire Panda or nothing, and Gray already with a good look, already with a good goal. 19 seconds in, the Malum moment is back. N2N Nomads scream out to a 1-0 lead, and that is the start they wanted.
If you come to a Malum cast for nothing else, you know you're coming for goals before 1 minute. That's what you know that you're showing up for. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him in finals as well. Now N2N with a 1-goal lead, we'll see what they do with it. Is the objective kill time, play slow, take shots when they're there, or is it run away? Is it survive? Fire Panda with a look, slightly off from the corner. Project Muffin follows. They've got limited PC up there as well. Omega Titans are playing some aggressive offense. It does leave their net, but they're able to get back. That's the change we wanted. So maybe this is their key. But Gray, with great wheel work up top, able to drop the ball in front. Clixel was trying to set up, but it was not there. Now Hazy Days gets demoed to the back. If Omega Titans can get recuperated in time, they have a chance, but Clixel is able to beat Project Muffin out for the clear.
Not able to take it any further up the field, but never fear. Gray is here, onto the net, off the crossbar. Omega Titans, the big break. Hazy Days
with the
double tap sends it in.
Oh boy. Hazy Days read that so well. Fire Panda not able to lock it down, Fisher.
Not able to, and a really nice first save, almost had it there. But now a 2-goal lead, a minute and a half in. Omega Titans, they're still at a disadvantage, but I like what we've seen from them in this game. They're looking more aggressive. They're looking a little bit more confident in their shots too. Just a matter of time until some of them start falling through. Project Muffin trying to keep it on goal. Gray, who else? They're knocking away. Fire Panda trying to keep it in their zone, won't be able to. And now where we've seen this set time and time again, N2N Nomads knocking on the goal.
Trying to break down the goal. They've even got control of the ball when it finds its way on the blue side. For a moment, it looks like Omega Titans had figured that out, as that was our complaint, but they did lose the plot a bit. Now it's time to recover. 2 goals is attainable in 3 minutes, Fisher. We've seen 6 goals in 1. It's just a matter of actually being able to get those shots across, and that is where the issue lies. Project Muffin was not able to find one of the first shots we've seen this game on target, as Clixel was there for the block and almost there for the follow-up to get a follow-up goal.
For as much as we talk about Gray being everywhere, Muffin just getting those rotations so quickly, side to side down this court, has to be commended this game. Gonna get the block as well. Gray not able to control that one. Fire Panda now taking it from Muffin, gets a good look, but Clixel back to take it away. And N2N Nomads always have somebody at the goal. I think we are yet to see them beat back there this set.
They're just not afraid to keep on what works. They're not afraid to keep shooting the shooter shot. Project Muffin, much of the same, and we were wondering if Fire Panda would be the thing to come back with it. But Gray gets control, brings it coast to coast, net to net, 3-0 now for Next to New Nomads.
We were talking about getting beat on defense, and the one team that we were talking about, Project Muffin, not able to rotate back fast enough that time. But like you said, we've seen 6 goals in a minute. 3 goals in 2 minutes is certainly on the table here for the Omega Titans, but those shots have got to start falling. Gray controls this one. Fire Panda hits it up, destroyed immediately by Gray. Just like that, Nomads on the forefoot again, and they are not missing those aerials. We've seen it a few times from the Titans where they have just slightly miscued. The Nomads, though, making absolutely 0 mistakes right now. As I say that, can see Gray go rocketing past the screen.
Yeah. That was perfect comedic timing, I gotta say. Now Gray able to prop it up. Project Muffin will meet with it. Omega Titans are going to try anything to break through, including those demos. Limited PC will get the shot, but Gray has enough boost to make the save happen, and Hazy Days is vibing in the corner with Clixel, so there's just no opening for Omega Titans to take. They've got Project Muffin there, but they've had that be the case the entirety of the game, and that's the biggest problem right there. The lack of follow-up, the lack of anybody sitting at that midfield point ready to shoot, and then this is the biggest problem. Gray for N2N making it 4-0.
That was just really, unfortunately, a series of miscues there from the Omega Titans. It's like you said, Muffin puts it off the backboard well. Fire Panda wasn't able to hit it. Limited just hit it up in the air, was unable to get it onto net. And then somebody completely misses the save. But when you are traveling that fast, really easy to make mistakes. Hard to hold that one against him. This goal might be, though, off the post. 1 minute left, 4 goals to make up. Omega Titans finally break into the offensive zone. Can they get the first one through? Fire Panda doesn't quite have the velocity to get there.
They're really giving it their all at this last juncture. You cannot blame them, but N2N have just gotten themselves too comfortable of a lead. And every second that goes, as you heard me say on the way in, is 1 second closer to moving on in the playoffs. Clixel attempting to slam that coffin shut. It's not theirs this time, but N2N are doing enough. They're wasting enough time. This could just be it. Clixel, bang! 5-0 curtains for Omega Titans. It's time to advance for N2N.
Well, hold on now. Do still have 19 seconds, but with 5 goals to make up, not looking very likely from the Omega Titans. Should be going down here in game number 5. And for the N2N Nomads, it was an aggressive set. It was a complete set. Looked dominant, and now they do not want to let a single goal in. Want to keep that score at 5-0, and it appears, well, last offensive push for the Omega Titans not going to land home.
Claps in chat for Omega Titans, putting up the fight, trying to keep up with N2N Nomads, but next to new, able to take the victory. Gray goes crazy. Hazy goes crazy. And let's not forget Clixel, gross as ever. Next to new Nomads with the victory.
A really strong victory, too. The Omega Titans try as they might, not able to come out on top during that time. And beyond that, the N2N Nomads, you know, you can really brush game 1 aside as maybe they weren't warmed up enough, maybe they weren't ready. Regardless if you keep it in or not, the next 4 games, a lot of dominance, and specifically offensive dominance. It was the one part we talked about in game number 1. They were not able to get it out of their zone. And for game 2 onwards, it was never in their zone. We saw what? 1 goal from the Omega Titans over the next 3 games, 4 games. Really, really dominant performance. And moving on in this bracket, I do not want to beat the team that has to play the Nomads. They are firing on all cylinders right now.
I don't either, but you know what? Let's hear from the Nomads, Fisher. Let's move down into home 3 and hear a bit from our winners and hear what they might be thinking as they move on in the bracket. Hey guys, how's it going? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bit of a crazy runaway there. You guys got to have game number 1, and it really did feel like Omega Titans had the number, but from that point forward, that was no longer the case, and you guys cleaned it up big time. And it seemed like the key for you guys was to forget that defense was a part of the game and just to focus on offense.
Yeah, I think we definitely came out game 1. We were all a little nervous, all the little mishits here and there, forgetting to hit the ball. You know, it's kind of important. But yeah, after that, we just talked between games. We settled down and we locked in. We started playing our game, which is, yeah, we just really we rotate through mid a lot, and we just keep pressure. We like to keep the ball on their half as much as we possibly can, because nobody likes defense. Defense is boring.
Defense is boring.
Offense for the win.
Offense for the win. I mean, Solo was pretty into the defense. Clixel, he's the man. If he can't do it, no one can.
That's okay. That's why Solo's going to lose in semis.
Ooh, okay.
Solo, don't worry.
Well, hang on. We'll get there. We'll get to the looking forward, but let's still look at this current series and what went down. When the sub came from Fire Panda, that there was that initial burst of offense that came from Omega Titans, and that was one thing that Fisher and I kept talking about, that we were able to see pretty cleanly, not even being the best analysts ever for Rocket League. It's just that Omega Titans felt like they couldn't break through to get any offense going, despite the fact, as you guys said, defense is boring. You weren't focusing on it. So my question is then, was that an active game plan? Just keep the ball rolling, keep the pressure on, and don't let them take any shots?
Pretty much.
Yeah, we're just playing our game. Yeah.
We told ourselves we don't care who comes in, and we just said, let's do what we've been doing. I mean, we took the last 3 games in a row, and it was working, so why change it? And Gray is obviously just popping off there at the end.
If
Helps
it ain't
a
broke,
lot.
don't fix it.
Very, very solid indeed. And then I think one thing I wanted to ask, of course, you had that huge Game 2 victory. I think it was, 5-2, 6-2? And then going into Game 3, no goals scored until overtime. Did that kind of affect your mentals at all? Was there anything you had to change in that Game 3? Because from the outside looking in, could certainly see how that'd be pretty nerve-wracking after such a high-scoring game, just going to that.
We needed more Cocos.
Yeah. No,
Honestly,
That's all it came down to. It was just missed opportunities on shots.
yeah, I think we had like 16 shots on goal.
16 shots.
Yeah,
And
16.
they had 12 saves. They came out, they adapted well. They were like, all right, they're just gonna play offense. Let's just not let them score, and they didn't until overtime, and then we finally were able to put one through when it mattered.
Love to see that, and you certainly did. Was a really nice goal. And then again in, I think, Game 4, you had the game-winning goal in overtime as well. A really consistent job. And then I know Anthony mentioned it earlier, but looking towards the future, of course, I'm personally not sure who the opponent is yet, but do you all, like, you talked about playing your game, you know, settling in. Is there anything you think you're going to have to change up going into the future to account for other teams, or just kind of keep doing your own thing?
I know our next opponent's Downshift. They did sweep us in the regular season, so we're looking forward to that rematch. But as for changing anything, I don't think so. Like I said, we just doesn't matter who we play our game. We had an off night against Downshift, so I'm looking forward to showing them what Nomads are all
Redemption.
about. Yeah.
Revenge matches always do go crazy. That about wraps it up for me, though. I'll pass it to Anthony for any final thoughts.
Perfect timing, because we got Solo in chat saying what a Grace say, so I'll pass it to you guys, N2N, and I'll go ahead and say, all right, shout-outs either to future opponents or that you want to make in general. This is your chance.
Shout out to Zach. I saw Zach in the chat, my teammate from last season. Appreciate you showing up. Solo, you better make it to semis because we're coming for you. And I see Nook in chat too. Yeah, you guys swept us, and that's cool. GG's, but
Early
it's playoffs.
seasons.
It's playoffs now, so get ready.
When it counts.
Also, look at the goal spread. It wasn't like they just
One goal games.
beat the hell out
Yeah.
of us, you know. They were 1-goal games, so they weren't...
It's okay, and we swept
Yeah.
both the teams that they lost to in the seasons. Anyways,
All
and shout out to you
right.
guys. Anthony, I appreciate you casting, but always.
Yeah,
No, of
appreciate
course.
it, guys.
Glad we got
Um,
my first Malum cast of the season. Was
Solo,
good showing.
we're coming for you, buddy.
It will be the battle of the Malum cast fans, you know. A little bit of a stand fight. That'd be fun.
100%.
That'd be fun. But thank you guys. I always like, especially when there's that, like, you know, the edge of trash talk, but the confidence to back it up. That's the most important part about saying it. I feel like you guys have the confidence. We'll see how it actually goes down the further we get in the brackets. But congratulations again, guys. Thanks for talking with us, and enjoy the celebration and the preparation for the next stage of the playoffs.
Appreciate the
Appreciate
casting,
it.
guys.
Thanks, Akas.
Always, always. All right, and Fisher, now that you're back in with me, we get to do our sign-off for the night. Thank you to everybody for hanging out tonight. It was always a fun one, but this one had that little bit of extra oomph to it in the best type of ways. Boy, Fisher, that was a good one. Your final thoughts, my friend?
I mean, not much, obviously, though. Really excited for that next round matchup, getting swept in the regular season, but you heard it there, they have the confidence. And after seeing that game, they absolutely have the skill to bring it back. So when they do match up against Downshift, I'm really excited to see what happens in that one. Should be one of the whole sets of the playoff, I think.
I agree with you, and as always, big thank you to RLSS for allowing us to cast these exciting games, and a big thank you to the sponsors for allowing RLSS to happen. We'll see if maybe one of the players we saw tonight can make it to finals, maybe win, and get themselves that MVP jersey, my favorite part of those sponsorships. But thank you for watching. It's AnthonyMalum. I'm joined by KingFsher. Everything I do is in the panels. I'm going to raid out to my friend. I know usually I go to other Rocket League streamers. Today, I'm going to raid out to a good friend of mine. He's been dealing with a lot lately, so it'd be cool to drop by, hang out for a minute, say hello, see if you like it. It's good vibes. He does a lot of music stuff. I think tonight he might be playing a lot of Fortnite. He's been doing that lately. So tell him I said hello, hang out. You all have a great night. Thanks for stopping in, and be safe. We'll see you next time.